Welcome back to Hardway Learning, where we look stupid so you don't have to. Today we are back at it with the RS3. We're on revision 6 of the tune. Those of you that are new to the channel, we have a fully built long block, valves, valve springs, pistons, rods, and then a silly rabbit hybrid turbo. Car should be good for, I don't know, 700-800 horsepower with ethanol. Tuning by VLM Spec, Jared Van Leeuwen. And we have been fighting a little bit with low pressure fuel pump. I think this latest revision is maybe sufficient at this point. Pressure was dropping through boosts pretty significantly up the pressure. Now it's not dropping quite as much. I did some reading. I don't know if this is right. Maybe someone smarter than me can comment, but that fuel pressure will tend to drop. I mean, you are dumping a significant amount of fuel, and I mean, we do have dual fuel pumps in the low pressure system, so I can't imagine that it wouldn't be able to support the flow. But here we are. The last time we blew up the car, it was very significant that the spark plugs were roached, so I don't know. I just feel like checking on the spark plugs to see what they look like. Hopefully there's no material on them or anything. So we will start that process right about now. Take the plastic cover off. So to get at these spark plugs, we gotta take the old coil pack harness off. I guess those are 10s, and I'm just not gonna continue if they aren't. Oh, it's a 10, we can continue. These whole coil unplug. Alright, now here's the fun part. Now let's break these things. But I think I have a method to my madness. Pro tech tip, they're 16 millimeters. If you don't have a spark plug socket, just use the coil pack to get it out of there. Or a magnet. I don't know, that looks healthy to me. Cylinder 2, also looking healthy. Alright, so I don't know if you follow us on Instagram, but we posted a video of a Borescope. We posted some Borescope footage of one of the cylinders. They actually all kind of look the same. They have some black soot charring oil deposits on the top of them, so a little concerned that we're getting oil into the cylinders that's going to create hot spots. Could blow up the engine. So what we're gonna do is do a compression test. So I have to put all of this back in, pull the power to the fuel pump, let it run out of gas, and then do a few cranks for each cylinder, get compression. That'll see if our pistons are sealing correctly, and then we are also gonna let it idle a while and then pull the intake plenum off and see if we see any oil coming off the intake valves, which could be valve seats or valve seals, or we might have a bad PCV. So that's fun. Alright, so now we're gonna let it idle and see if we can cause any sort of suction through the intake valve seat, valve guide, valve things, intake valves. So we'll start it, idle it, let it get warm, let it suck a bunch of oil into the cylinders, and then we'll pull the plenum off and then do a compression test afterwards. Alright, well, let it idle for a solid 5-10 minutes, and it's still smoking. I don't know if it's moisture or what, but we're gonna take a look at the intake valves and see if we see any oil on them. So then, oh, this is a $1,400 piece of hardware. Is that the final piece? That's it. Bye! So it looks like the final one slots down, and these are not. Alright, we're still battling it out with this intake plenum. We tried removing a T30 right here. Stan's yelling at me. We have just one more T30 under here, and then we can get a peek at these valve stems to see if there's any oil on them. So we've been just screwing around trying to get some mystery bolt off here, but surely the answer, I guess, is a rubber mallet. So whack away, Dan.
Oh, God.
There we go.
Well, that was easy.
These bolts here that we didn't actually need to remove, but they're a heck of a lot easier to tackle now. We interrupt your regularly scheduled TV broadcasting to announce that the RS3 is most likely fine. We are being overly cautious. We have word from the builder that I have taken apart a lot of engines from various manufacturers, both stock and previously built. And aside from engines that only ran alcohol, they all have varying degrees of carbon on the domes of the pistons. If it looks excessive, it's likely it's just left over from break-in. During assembly, oil is left on top of the pistons, and before the rings are sealed, there may be a little extra that gets burned off. Attached are a couple recent DAZA engines that came in to be built. They were running perfectly prior to disassembly. Another follow-up on the valves. I can't imagine that the valve seals are leaking. The seals and valves are all brand new. What you are most likely seeing is residual from the built-in crankcase ventilation system. Those small ports at the head flange are where blow-by gases are re-injected to be burned off. Well, you know what that means. The good news is we have the whole intake plenum off, which means our floor bar map sensors actually come today. Boom and boom.